We call to order the December 23rd Commissioners Court meeting. It's 9 a.m. It's a regular meeting. Before we get started, we start with our opening prayer and pledge.
All right. Please stand. Lord, we pray that you guide us as always. Satisfy the needs that need to be met during this meeting. Please guide us through the transitions our country is going through, as we know you have a plan for us all. Lord, please guide us so that this meeting can be productive. Let us be effective and decisive. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A reminder for everyone to turn off their cell phones so they don't interrupt the proceedings. And next to be public input. I don't believe we have any requests for public input, and if anybody does want to comment on something on the agenda, we'd ask you to wait till that time. But I do not see any public comments, so we go to commissioners' comments. Mr. Overby?
I have a tiny little speech, if you will. I have it written on my phone, so I won't go too long. Today I sit here with a grateful heart from my very last meeting. It has been an honor to represent and serve Kerr County, working alongside dedicated individuals, who many of them are here, who share a passion for making our community stronger, safer, and more vibrant. I tried to serve honorably and to the best of my ability, and I thank Judge Kelly for that opportunity. Though I may no longer serve in this capacity, my dedication to this community remains steadfast. I look forward to finding ways to contribute as a fellow resident. My deepest gratitude goes to the employees, who are awesome. Your expertise, your collaboration, and your unwavering commitment have been invaluable, and your smiles and your warm wishes on day one will not be forgotten. Shout out to Road and Bridge and the county engineers. I appreciate your experience and the time you spent with me on various projects. You probably had to babysit me the most. And to Jody, I haven't seen, is Jody here today?
Jody's not here tonight.
Oh my gosh, who trained me up the most and the fastest, and will probably have to still give me advice in my future. So thank you.
Any other comments?
No rain. What can I say?
Well, and speaking of rain, you're right, not much, but the burn ban does remain lifted, certainly in Precinct 2. We've been spending an awful lot of time on the formation of a 391 commission, but that's on the agenda, so we'll talk a lot more about that later. And there has been a lot of public input coming to the court through email, at least, about the hotel occupancy tax. And so just a few words about it. That's been talked about for quite a while. It was certainly talked about during the budget workshops back in, I think, July, as a possibility. I certainly talked about it in a couple of the town halls that I did in October, and then it was approved from the county's perspective right before Thanksgiving. The idea there was to do what so many counties, certainly all of the neighboring counties have done, is put a hotel occupancy tax of 7% in effect that would go towards helping encourage tourism and visitors to Kerr County. Certainly not to discourage, that was not the intent. I realize people have concerns about that. But, the funds will primarily, at least initially, be used for the improvements that need to be made to the indoor arena at the Youth Event Center. And, certainly my thinking, I think probably some of the other commissioners, looked at that as an opportunity to not have to raise property taxes on Kerr County, at least property owners, because that's a $2.5 million project. So at any rate, there was a lot of misinformation, and initially I think one of the papers reported that it was a 20% tax. It's not. It's a 7% incremental tax. The state has a 6% tax that's already in place and would be applicable. So it's just some facts, and we did issue a press release to help clarify some of those facts, and I think at least one paper ran it last week, and hopefully others will as well. Otherwise, just Merry Christmas to everybody. It's been an interesting year. I look forward to the next year, particularly with the new court. And a very happy New Year to all. I thank everybody who's played a key role both in the county and also amongst our constituents. So Merry Christmas.
Mr. Harris?
Oh, well, I don't have as much to say. I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and safe travels to you or any family you have coming to see you. And as we bid farewell to Commissioner Overby and Commissioner Letts, I want them to have a especially good Christmas, and thank you for your service, and especially you, Deacon here, all the years that you put in. So that's all I got to say.
Just a couple of comments. I want to add one thing to what you're saying about the hotel tax, is that one of the things that I've heard is that it's additional work, reporting. And it's no additional work. You're already filling out the same forms you put in. If the tax goes in place, you just, on your sales tax report that you have to do anyway, you just put in Kerr County, it's automatically calculated into it, so it's no additional filing or work. Other than that, I'm not going to say much about it being my last meeting. I think I've had more retirement functions, it seems, than I can imagine, thanks to the Sheriff Department and a lot of the county employees, and then again, the bench at the Christmas luncheon the other day. So I've enjoyed it, and I'm not going anywhere. I'll be around. We'll be around later in the meeting. I'm going to go over a few things that are left out there that if the next court wants me to, I'll be glad to continue with. At no cost to the taxpayers. Not a whole lot, but hopefully it could get wrapped up within a month or so, but there are a few things that I can say if the court wants me to. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Item 1 says consider, discuss, take appropriate action to approve, authorize the county judge to execute real estate transfer agreement by and between Kerr County and Ingram Independent School District, transferring a 1.24 acre tract of real property without improvements in Kerr County located at 600 Highway 39, Ingram, Texas, to Ingram Independent School District. Mr. Harris.
Well, I'm going to start off by saying I move for approval, and then we'll discuss it.
I second.
All
right.
In a second. Go ahead.
This has been a long time coming. When Dr. Templin and I first started talking about this, I immediately, I believe I conferred with Bob Reeves. I wanted to make sure it'd be something that would be good for him. If any of y'all remember our old West Kerr Annex, it was, this is quite an improvement, even though it's a very old building. I also brought Commissioner Letts out there to kind of do a walking tour, as well as the sheriff, and kind of how we would proceed if we got that building. And it started out as a lease, and we liked that. And then, of course, we, in the back of our minds, thought this might be something we could do down the road. So, everything's been positive. So we're looking at trading this 1.24 acres right next to Ingram ISD, Tom Moore High School, in front of the Presbyterian Church on Highway 39. So, and then we'll talk about the other property in the next item.
Any further discussion?
No.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Any opposed? I think it's unanimous. All right, good. Got that done. One thing, we go back on your motion, because the judge is not here. If you would specifically authorize myself as acting county judge to sign the documents today.
So amended.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Item 1.2, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve and authorize the county judge to execute the real estate transfer agreement by and between Kerr County and Ingram Independent School District, accepting transfer of 9.5 acre tract of real property with improvements in Kerr County, Texas, located at 510 College Street, Ingram, Texas, from Ingram Independent School District.
Okay, and this is the other part of the trade. And this is what will be our continue to West Kerr.
You gonna make the motion
Annex.
first?
Yes, well, I will. I move for approval.
I second.
Does that include Commissioner Letz's?
With, yes.
Okay. Discussion.
Okay, so this is the other half of the trade, and this is what we get out of the deal. And as I kind of already said, this is a step up for us all the way around. Lots of parking, lots of office space. There are some things in there that, when Ingram ISD came to us with a lease, I think it was $1 a year.
Yeah.
So they gave us a pretty cushy deal, okay? Now, there's gonna be a transition. We're gonna give them kind of a cushy deal on a couple offices that they need to maintain. One of them is their IT department it's gonna be a while before they can completely move out, so we said no problem. Also, they're still doing some construction, and so their contractor has one of those offices as well, so, we're gonna let them, we're not kicking them out as soon as the ink's dry. We're gonna let them continue for, I believe it's up to 3 years or something like that. And, there's a gym there, and that's got a long-term, lease with, a little sports group, basketball, league for the area, Ingram area, and then they're gonna continue. We don't have a whole lot of use for a gym anyway, so we're gonna let them continue there. So,
Yep.
that's all I got.
No,
Any-
I'm all for it. I think it's a great deal. So the public can be reminded perhaps, there was a portion of Proposition A back in 2022. That bond failed, but, it had been proposed that we would spend $4.1 million on a new West Kerr annex. And to me, this is far more economic, obviously. You didn't mention there is a $75,000
No, I didn't. but
fee
there is.
that would go into this deal, if you will, between the two property trades. So it's recognizing that this facility, the 9.5 acres, is worth a little bit more than
Yes.
our 1 point, whatever it is,
Yeah.
2 acres next to the high school. So it's in recognition of that. But again, I think it's a vast improvement over the previous West Kerr annex, and I think it'll serve us for a long time. While it's an old facility, we're likely to have some maintenance issues, particularly with ACs. It's okay. It's still a good deal, and I'm very happy to see it happen.
I was agreeing, it's a very good deal. It also allows, property, for, looked at in the future, but for Road and Bridge to use part of that property for a yard out in that part of the county, which is also, they have one in the area out in the Mountain Home, but this would be, a good improvement as well. But like Mr. Pace said, there will be budgetary impacts from this building moving forward. It is a very old building, but a really good deal for the county.
And it's a good deal for the school.
Right.
They didn't need the property anymore, and boy, that other property right
Yeah.
next to the high school is good for them. So it works out for both.
Well, and right now, we don't have a need for the additional office space that they're gonna continue to occupy for the next couple of years. Down the road, we'll look at it.
Yeah.
There is one office space that's currently available, and I see we have an interested party here that as soon as Ingram signs off on it, we'll put an item on the agenda to move the Historic Commission out there, because it's a very good deal for them and will be a much better facility, so.
Any further discussion on this item? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous. Great. Item 1.3, consider, discuss, take appropriate action to approve and authorize the county judge to execute contract with Axon Enterprises, Inc. Heather Stebbins, Lucy Wilkie, Stephen Harple.
We have a contract here with Axon requesting that you authorize county judges or Commissioner Letz's signature today for this contract. This is part of the case management system that we've been working on for many months that will solve lots of our needs.
And along with the shift to Odyssey Navigator, most of our needs will be met. Do you have any questions?
Looky, any?
Yeah, I'd just like to just do a little refresher. As you all remember, we had three main issues. We had several issues, but the three main issues were the downloading.
Move over.
Sorry.
Brian.
Sorry, Heather.
Need
The
space?
downloading aspect of downloading cases from law enforcement into our office that takes hours. Sometimes it freezes up. We have to start all over. Sometimes we leave cases downloading overnight. We come back and either they're downloaded or they've frozen up and we have to start all over. This will take care of that. There will be no more downloading. Previously, law enforcement had been doing their downloading. Then it was transferred to us, and now we're doing the downloading, and it's incredibly time-consuming. This will solve it. Another issue we were having that came up quite often was this server space. Originally, the prosecutors paid to have servers when we went semi-paperless years ago, way before everybody went paperless. I believe it was probably on 2013 or 14. And we had these servers where all this digital media and documents were dumped. Well, things have changed a lot since then, and now we have lots and lots of digital media, and we keep running out of server space, even though we dispose of, we take everything off that we no longer need. Every Thursday after court, we go in and we remove things we no longer need, especially digital media, which is what's taking up most of the space. Every officer has to have a camera. They have to have a body-worn camera, patrol car camera, and these cameras, the patrol car cameras, have many different views and angles, and so there's just a lot of digital media. So that was the other issue, running out of server space, the county having to buy more server space. That will take care of that. Another really big issue was having IT involved with discovery. Anytime a defense attorney had problems accessing their discovery, they had to go through us first. And what we tell them is we try to work it out for them first. Then once we see that we're not going to be able to, that IT is going to have to get involved, then we say, okay, try to get in 3 times, and then on the 3rd time, take a screenshot. And then we take that screenshot and we send it to IT, who then figures out what the problem is, and they fix it. And it's because access to that portal where all the discovery is IPN?
I don't know.
IPN address based. It's based on your IP address. It's not based on a password, much like getting into your bank account and accessing your bank account or your credit cards or your mortgage or your car insurance. This was IP based. We in the district attorney's office and county attorney's office don't have access to fix that. Only IT does. So those were the 3 biggest concerns. Another big concern was that the documentation of discovery. We weren't doing it correctly. We were trying to, but we just didn't have the manpower or the ability to do it. This will also now document that discovery the way it's mandated to be done. So we are asking that you approve this. Nobody will have to do any more downloading. It's a drag and drop system. So that will take care of that. And I don't have a person that's assigned to do this. I've had to take my investigator and have him do that. My office is incredibly trial intensive. We have 15 to 20 trials a year, and that's a lot of trials. And my investigator is supposed to be helping me and other prosecutors get ready for trial, and he can't do that because he's spending all his time downloading. Another thing that I want you to be aware of is that I've always had a policy in my office that cases and defendants who pose the greatest danger to the community must go to the very next available grand jury. Well, we are starting to lag behind on that, and we're only catching them when we find out that they've bonded out and they've committed a new offense, because we just can't keep up with that, and that's really important. For example, sex offenders, drunk drivers, violent offenders such as aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, assault family violence. You read about the defendants who lead law enforcement through multi-county high-speed car chases. Those are the people that we want indicted, presented to a grand jury right away, and hopefully indicted. And it's really important that we be able to do that for the safety of the community. We really appreciate law enforcement and everything they do. You see stories daily about all the people they're taking off the street to keep our community safe. Well, if we're not able to operate efficiently, then it's just a cat and mouse game. It's just a catch and release game, because what they do has to have follow through with our office and prosecution, or they're just right back out on the street. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
I would like to add that I commend all of y'all for working together with all of the different departments and figuring out how you're doing it, how they're doing it. You worked with the city of Kerrville, because and y'all didn't talk about that, because there's a huge overlap with them as well. And I think you found the best solution. And you didn't do it quickly. You didn't pick the first one where we thought that was the greatest one, but you've come to this conclusion. So with that, I will make a motion to approve and authorize the county judge and the pretend county judge today to execute a contract with Axon Enterprises.
Second.
Okay, I do have a few questions. So, Lucy, Kerrville Police Chief, they're good with this and happy to do it?
I'll defer to Heather on that. She's had a lot more communication with him, so I'll just defer to Heather.
I have not talked to the police chief since we had several meetings in this room
Yes.
talking about a case management system, and so I haven't talked to him. The sheriff met with him last week, as well as Mr. Moose, my assistant county attorney, and the sheriff said that after the meeting, he and police chief talked, and they understand that we have a need. That's about as much as I can tell you about that.
So without putting too many words in the sheriff's mouth, who's standing right there, or sitting right there, sorry. You're okay with this system and won't have any detrimental impact on your operations?
Correct. I think what has to happen is the API address has to be built. We are talking to Motorola at this time for that. My understanding is we operate as normal when we get that. And then when we do get that, I think the drag and drop is in play at that time. I don't want to speak on behalf of the chief. I mean, we have two completely different systems. I think as we get on, it'll work great for us. In talking to the chief, we both understand, there's multiple other agencies in us that they definitely need something. This is a very good product, the chief says. So I think in time we'll be able to work everything out.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Now, next questions are all about costs. How are these costs going to be shared between county attorney's office and the two district attorney's offices?
So in the backup, you've got the statement of work from Axon, and it's split up between each of our offices. Right now, you've got what was budgeted for an item that we were considering early on in this process. And so those amounts were budgeted for each of our three offices. And so it's split between our offices in that way. So that at the front end this year, oh, sorry, I can't see it as well as I would like to. It will cost $70,000, just over $70,000 to get us up and moving for this product. And then in future years, it'll be about $24,000, and those will be split about equally between the offices. At this front end, Lucy's office and my office are taking on a little bit more of the cost. So Mr. Harpold's office will catch up on that end throughout. So that $24,000 will be split about equally between our offices.
Okay, and is this within the budget for this year?
Yes, sir. What was budgeted during this summer's budget process, this will cover that, as well as about $12,000 cost to integrate the sheriff's system so that he can use this too.
Okay.
I like it as a cost savings compared to what y'all originally looked at.
Yes.
And it looks like it works with everybody better. Also, the labor savings.
Yeah.
Taking the load off IT, that's a big cost savings as well. So I appreciate y'all's diligence.
Thank you.
And on that note, my office is already using Odyssey and Navigator for Attorney Manager. So once the county switches over to Navigator, it'll pretty much be overnight for us, and we plan to continue to use that. And then also the Gillespie County Attorney is already using Axon. They just started. They still haven't even done their training, but they've started implementing it. And so, all the area will have the same thing.
Good.
Okay. And I presume since it's coming from the county attorney's office that you've approved the contract?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you so much.
Unanimous.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Okay, item 1.4, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding salary for full-time justice of the peace precinct 1 and precinct 3 clerk. Judge Mitchell and Judge French.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sorry, I have a slight limp. And we want to thank y'all for approving this full-time position that you did in this last budget because we really needed it. But there is an explanation why it's taken us so long to get this in front of you. I fractured my tibia, broken knee on my left, and had to have surgery. So we just recently had to start, we got it posted and started interviewing applicants. So we believe, we believe we found our perfect applicant. The applicant is a county employee, and they've been here for years.
So,
Go ahead.
so the applicant, we understand this position was approved at a grade 15. The applicant will be taking a bit of a pay cut, but at the same time, the applicant has, is further down than the 15.4 that it was approved at. I believe it's a 15.9. And so, because we're 3 months into this budget season, we do have the money in our budget to cover that difference. But we're just here to get the blessing of the court and to move forward and offer the position.
He, or the applicant, oops, will be taking over a $5,000 cut in pay to come to our offices.
Didn't y'all originally have a part-time person that was gonna bump up to full-time? Did that fall
We
through?
did, the position was open.
It was open.
Oh, okay.
I mean, to me, this seems something we've talked about for a long time. They've needed for a long time. It's within our, I mean, the person's taking the pay cut, and it's pretty, I think we have done this in the past. Keeping
You would know.
with longevity, yeah. Keeping the longevity in place. That, to me, I'd be in favor of this.
And I believe that was in the county handbook.
Right.
That they keep there.
Yeah, it can be done, it's just that needs to come to the court for approval.
Do we need to make a motion for that?
Yes, we need a motion to approve this.
I'll make a motion to approve this.
Okay.
And
Second.
to be
Okay.
fair, the county is not the one that's losing money on this deal.
It's the applicant.
We have a motion from Commissioner Overby, second by Commissioner Harris. Any further discussion on this? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Item 1.5, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve and authorize the county judge to sign amended contract and statement of work with Tyler Technologies. The updated contract changes the provided services from Tyler Technologies from the current 2014 on-premises services to a 2023 software as a service platform of enterprise justice. I don't know
Please tell
that
us what you
means,
just
but
read.
Hopefully you can explain that.
Yes, good morning, Court. So the current Odyssey system that the Courts and Justice uses is based off of a 2014 build. It's an on-premise service that the law enforcement departments use, the Courts and Justice use. We've been in the process of trying to upgrade to their new version of Navigator. For various reasons, there's been some massive struggles with making that go live, and we do need to transition to Navigator. Actually, they call it Enterprise Justice. That helps us get into compliance with our CJIS audits that is quickly coming. This is something that was supposed to have been done 3 years ago. So this is a huge step into the future. It also integrates with the Axon software that you guys had just approved. So it's kind of a win-win for the county employees, my department, as far as taking manpower off of my department as well. So the way the cost structure is broken out for this year, it does not change my budget at all for this year, just kind of based on how the numbers and credits that Tyler Tech is providing for us. So this year, it's a wash financially. However, in the years following, it is a very significant jump to from 100,000 this year to 360,000 a year. So it is a large jump. However, I have already begun to massage my budget for next year to see exactly how this fits. And as of this morning, I'm only seeing about a $60,000 a year increase starting in fiscal year 26. But I have not yet fully scrubbed my budget for next year yet. And I'm still kind of waiting for the summer budget workshop process to begin, so.
So this is just an amended contract, and it's something we have to do.
It's a huge step to the future. As you can see, the platform was in place 10 years ago, and we've got bugs upon bugs upon bugs
Yep.
that we needed to move away from anyway. This just moves us from the on-premise solution into the cloud version of it. So, and it's the integration with Axon, RMS, CAD, it's pretty much seamless. And by getting it approved in this cycle this week, we can actually start the SaaS migration beginning January 6th.
Okay.
So will this help us in terms of, not having to continuously upgrade our server storage capacity and all?
So all of that manpower bill goes back to Tyler Tech. So any patching, any version upgrades, all of that stuff is done through Tyler Tech.
Okay, done through them, but is that included in the cost that we're
Yes,
about to approve?
yes.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve and authorize to sign the amended contract and statement of work with Tyler Technologies.
Second?
I was a little bit slow. We have a motion and a second to approve the amended contract, statement of work with Tyler Technologies, updated, the updated, well, that's all we need. It's good in that updated
Amended
contract.
contract.
And it's one of those things, it's just unfortunate with software, as we all know with the personal stuff, costs go up. And if you don't
You gotta stay
If you don't-
compliant.
upgrade your software, you're gonna be spending more and more money trying to fix things, so it's necessary. So, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous.
Thank you.
Item 1.6, discussion and potential action shall occur regarding the following matters pursuant to Chapter 391 of the Texas Local Government Code and under authority A, approval of Kerr County, Texas external draft / interlocal governmental cooperative agreement including its attached Exhibit 1 / Commission Territory Map and Exhibit 2 Commission Bylaws, collectively Kerr County Draft 1 documents, for external review and discussion regarding the proposed creation and implementation of a regional planning commission with Kendall County, Texas. B, approval of submission of said Kerr County Draft 1 documents to the Commissioners Court of Kendall County, Texas for review and discussion regarding the proposed regional planning commission. And C, all related matters.
Can you repeat that?
Yes, thank you. Before I make a motion, I'll just give the public just a little bit of background on this. We various people have been working on the formation of a 391 Sub-Regional Planning Commission for quite some time now. And we're well aware that our constituents not only want this, perhaps demand that we take action. So we've made a lot of good progress. We had a good meeting last Monday in executive, last Monday, sorry.
Monday.
Last Monday in an executive session with outside counsel and our county attorney. And we made significant progress going through what is a new interlocal agreement that was prepared by outside counsel, and of course, in further editing the draft bylaws. And so everyone is aware these will still be draft documents, because what we're going to be approving today, when I make this motion, is the release of this draft document package. And then basically the ball will be in Kendall County's court. I'm told that there is keen interest, at least from 3 members of the new court, after the 1st of January, to go ahead and complete this and form the 391 commission. So, as I say, once we release it, the ball is in their court. I will say we got the documents on Friday. And of course, I've found a number of little typos and things that should be corrected. Whether we do that now and agree to release an amended version, or just release this as is, knowing that they're going to have to be
I would go that route.
edited, but there's a bunch of them. So I don't know if it's worth spending time on it
No, I
now.
wouldn't. I mean, it is gonna be, it's like a tennis match. It's gonna go back and forth. But I will say that, this has been slow in coming, and, we as a court have done most of the heavy lifting on this,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be a lot easier for Kendall to move forward on it, probably at a much quicker pace.
Yeah.
And yeah, there are little typos in it and what have you. Well, they're probably gonna question some things or wanna tweak a few things that we've already put in there, and so it'll go back and forth, but I think it ought to move fairly quickly after the first year.
Yeah, that is certainly the hope. And I guess in terms of the corrections that I've seen, I can document those
Right.
and just put them out there, kind of along with this draft version, maybe when it gets officially sent to Kendall County. So with that, I will make a motion. And my motion is that the Commissioners Court approve the Kerr County Draft 1 document packet for external review and discussion regarding the proposed creation and implementation of a regional planning commission with Kendall County, Texas, and that we approve the submission of the Kerr County Draft 1 document package to the Commissioners Court of Kendall County, Texas, for review and discussion regarding the proposed regional planning commission.
Second.
Thank you.
We have a motion from Mr. Pace, a second from Mr. Harris. Any further discussion? I have one, Commissioner, into the typos. Are any of them substantive in your mind? I mean, if there's anything substantive, we probably should make that note. If there are typos,
Yeah, I
that
mean,
doesn't make that much difference at this point.
minor things, like in the definition of a battery energy storage system, he has facility included. I would delete that, because every time he refers to BESS subsequently, he adds in the word facility, so it's kind of double dipping. I think there was some concern in my mind that we've selected offices based only in Kerrville and Bernie, and it's something for consideration that I don't think we need to put in here, but for the next version, do we want to include Comfort? Because that's been a good place for us to meet kind of halfway in between. And then, let's see,
To be decided later.
there were some other minor things, about whether it's a county seeking the removal of an individual, a word needed to be inserted there. Let's see. And that's the interlocal agreement. So not very much. In the bylaws, he referred to what should be board members as directors. There's no other reference to directors, so we should just call them board members. And again, comments about Comfort. There was one clause in here where we're talking about board positions shall be, this is for the agriculture or landowner representative position. It's laid out that Kerr County will appoint the first position, and in odd-numbered years, starting in 25, and basically it doesn't say anything about Kendall County appointing in the even years. So to me, it's a minor oversight, but
Sure.
it should probably have language
Yeah,
that says
that's-
that Kendall County should, will rather appoint in the even number years.
Okay.
And then basically, we're taking the bylaws, which are now an exhibit to the interlocal government cooperative agreement, and we keep referring to them, well, in the bylaws, it refers to the county's agreement, which is the interlocal agreement, as an exhibit. So we have what's an exhibit to the county's agreement containing an exhibit, which is the same document. So to me, there might be a better way to refer to the county's agreement
Okay.
instead of attaching another document. So that's the nothing substantive.
Right.
They're all rather minor.
I was just confused. Did you say that you had it listed as the members would be Kerrville and Bernie?
No.
No,
He didn't.
no.
No.
The meeting places would be either Kerrville in county facilities in
Couldn't you
Kerrville
just
or
change
in
that to
Bernie.
put Kerr County and Kendall County?
Well, no, the way it's written, it made sense. I mean, you could broadly go with county instead, but
That would cover Comfort, which you're referring to. So
there's another way to do that, sure.
But that's again,
But
something
that's
that can be
kind of
worked
out of context that you're taking it.
Yeah, it can be worked out.
So,
Yep.
I mean, it's just, we can cover that later, whether we would want to enable the meeting, you know, in Comfort, just because it's convenient halfway in between for many of us,
Right.
that's all.
Commissioner, and I'm just,
You know,
my memory's fading these days. I know we did some action on this. Do we need to undo anything we've done, or is this all new? What did we, I know we approved.
well, we didn't approve anything in the executive session, if you mean.
No,
The
no,
only
no,
thing
no.
we've approved up to now is a resolution.
The resolution's it?
And I think that stands as is. The next step is to get these agreements,
Okay.
you know, signed off between the two counties. Otherwise, I don't think anything else needs to be done.
And those were his two,
Okay.
which he read,
Right.
Yeah.
and that's what
And
we
the,
do.
and just
I was told to read
to
it. so
announce
I
it, the
didn't.
reason it's
Exactly, you
being
did
done this way is that we don't want to have us approve it today and then have to amend it and cancel that one and then it go back and forth. We wanna wait until there's a
Sure.
final document that's agreed to by both Kendall and Kirk counties,
Right.
and then have a one-time vote. And
Exactly.
that's the,
And I hope we're getting very close, but who knows what they're gonna ask for.
But this is to
They
make
also have an
external
outside
review.
counsel.
Yeah.
right. And, we have, not to make an excuse for the typos, but there was our outside counsel was under a little bit of a time crunch to get
Yep.
this done in a very short period of time. I think he did a pretty good job.
Yep.
And I think it's being done, properly
Yeah.
now.
I agree. And
Format-wise.
all the things that we discussed and agreed in the executive session, they're covered in here. It's just, there still exist a few things and, you know, we'll probably be tweaking this again.
Okay. Any further discussion on this? All in favor of the motion as read by Commissioner Paces, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you all. Item 1.7, consider, discuss, and approve presentation of Hill Country Youth Event Center FY 23-24 annual report presented by the management company, Oakview Group. Jake Williamson.
Good morning, Court. Before I get started, I just want to say thank you for all of your service, Commissioner Letts. It's been a pleasure working with you for a decade here, so, and that's the least I could say. So, pleasure. In your backup, you do have the report. I know the public doesn't see it here. We will post it on our website, so, and it is a public document, so if anybody has questions, they're always welcome to,
Jake, you didn't happen to bring an extra copy of that, did you? I didn't get a printed copy and it's kind of illegible, the stuff you get offline that got scanned.
This?
You didn't get one in your thing?
Well, I don't ever have her print out stuff for me.
Here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, if you've got an extra one, thank you.
So, of course, the report's, you know, quite long. We go over the facility overview, kind of the general things that, that don't change every year. We do have a facility and it has multiple venues within it. We do want to note that, thanks to the San Antonio Kennel Club last year, we did add more power to the show barn to address their needs for, additional power hookups for the dog grooming. So I want to make sure that didn't get missed in it. We did have a banner year for revenue again. We continue to climb on that front as we continue to service the clients that come out there. New groups to note from last year, we did have a Corey Morrow concert. We welcomed the Border Terrier Club of America. To note a few, we will have even more this year. We do see a continued turnover of new people coming out there, so we're excited for that. It shows that we're not stagnant and just solely revolving calendar. But with that, you know, the financials will show that we did spend every dollar that the court allowed us to this year. That was due to rising maintenance costs and not meeting our revenue goals that we'd actually set forth. Just due to the economy, people didn't have as many parties this summer that we had thought we would, that we had budgeted for there, but we made up for that with extra ancillaries, so RV rentals, liquor sales, things of that nature. So we did come out with a zero balance, so there will be nothing carried forward into this year. Again, almost 50% of our revenue is from banquets, although they only make up 6% of our events. So that just goes to show how much community-driven we are for our event load. That came in at 63% of the events again, which is phenomenal. I always want to thank the court for making the place available for everybody, 4-H, sheriff's office, other agencies around town to host their meetings and events, mostly at no cost to them. So in the next graphs, you'll see that you know, of the 462 events we had last year, which is a record for us, 168 of those were paid events. That again is a record for us. So we're excited for that, like I had said before, and our trends continue to mirror trends in the community, where we do have a more of a call for the community events, but we balance that out with other conventions, consumer shows, and banquets to make sure the event mix is eclectic for y'all, so that everybody in the county has a chance to use the facility. We did bring in 10% more in revenue from last year, so that is a good sizable increase. Again, we're hoping that with the new Pepsi deal and all those things this year, we'll be able to hopefully match another 10%. Exciting things for me as a person based in tourism. We have a new platform to pull data from, placer.ai. So you will see some graphs that depict those numbers in the reports. Y'all should be very proud of your event center. We are the second most visited leisure place in the entire county, just behind Louise Hayes Park. So I don't know what else you would want from your event center. You welcome more people than the baseball fields do every year. So, and that's cell phone data. So kids and stuff without phones, of course, doesn't hit those. So I think you're even more so there. We have great demographic information that we're using to drive more sponsorship revenue this year. Based on that, I can tell you that 10% of the people went to eat before coming to the event center, and 14% of the people went directly to a dining facility after they left our event center. So I am one of those paranoid people about cell phone data. Worries me, but I can tell you a lot of information. So it's pretty great for marketing to be able to show you all
Turn off your location services
exactly
if you
what's
want to
going
be
on
counted.
out there and who's using the facility. So a lot of information is in that report for y'all to have it. And like I said, the public will be able to see that when we post it online. Moving forward, as I just had briefly mentioned, we did start a Pepsi partnership in October. We're hoping it's in its infancy, but we are getting it off the ground, getting those groups affected by that on board as we move some product in exchange for some sponsorship revenue from Pepsi. The indoor arena, phase 1 of the renovations will start in March. We're excited for that. And we have a highway marquee project that has been slated in this year's county budget for capital improvement. So we're working through that process. And we are completely in support of the hot tax initiative, naturally, to help lessen the taxpayer burden of the facility, so that we can get those upgrades and also help lower the operating cost that's on the county budget. So, of course, we're in favor of that. You know, the only thing I would add about hot tax is it's not a tax for locals. It's people that visit that pay that tax. So, it's, you know, it's a standard in counties and cities. So,
Jake, I just had one question, and it's a terminology one. When you say your terminology of charity community, that's pretty much the county's use of the facility? Is almost all of that, or is there other, I mean, what's the other charity? Because we don't have anyone who's completely free anymore, do we? Other
we have a lot that are completely free.
Oh, we do?
So
I think
4-H.
we do.
Yeah.
But 4-H is county to me.
So, yeah, so we classify those in our system as charity community. I guess that's just our line item for that.
I think even some political parties, we allowed them to use the
I could
facility.
change that terminology in the future.
It just, I mean, it's really not charity in my mind. It's governmental almost, governmental use or something like that. I don't know if there's other terminology. It's a minor point, but it's that the public's looking at it.
Right.
I don't want them to think that we're giving it away to all of the nonprofits in the area. We're not. We're
That's
thinking
what,
a discounted rate,
that's what
but they
it looks
don't
like
get
it's
it.
confused with, is nonprofits.
So if there's other terminology that could
Okay.
come
Yeah,
up with there as, I don't know, internal use, I don't know what it would be,
Sure.
but it is an important number, when you're looking at it, is why there is an operating loss out there, is because we mandate it at no cost to a lot of uses.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, that's the only comment I have.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, look, I kind of share those comments from the standpoint, I mean, I used to be, before joining the court, kind of a critic of the Youth Event Center, particularly because it seemed to be a money pit. And you know, it was always operating at a loss. And it still is. But I think the difference now is I've seen it in action, and I've been part of so many different events out there.
Look behind the curtain.
Yeah, you look behind the curtain and you realize, I mean, we get a lot of benefit by having that youth event center. So I'm a big supporter. I want to see it continue and, you know, in fact, be improved. So while it's a lot of money, $300,000, that the county has to fund, you know, if we were to try to put a price on how many meetings and county events are held out there and what that would cost us otherwise, that would eat into that number quite a bit, maybe not entirely.
I bet it would be
But,
entirely.
and then again, you look at the benefit that our youth, which are perhaps the most important thing that we have in Kirk County,
That's why they're on
the
the
benefit
marquee.
that they have from this event center and, you know, all the classes and events and so forth, you know, it's, to me, it's worth investing in our future, which is those kids. And every time they parade in here for all their awards, I think, man, that investment is paying out. I'm so proud of them, and they are the future. So, yes, it's a lot of money, and the county incurs a lot of cost, but I think, you know, Jake and his team have done a good job managing it, and we need to continue to maintain these facilities and make them available to our constituents. That's all.
And even on that line, I know that, I don't know how many departments, but numerous departments hold training there.
Sure.
That bring in people from the whole region.
Yeah,
And
and
if we didn't have
elections,
that,
yeah.
we didn't have that facility, we send our people to other areas, which is a pretty substantial cost. So it's a good, definitely
It
good.
is.
Okay, no vote needed on that one.
So I guess what's the motion?
I think we have a motion to accept.
I'll make that motion to accept.
I'll second.
A motion to accept the annual report from Oakview Group regarding the Clifton View Event Center. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous.
Well, we didn't talk about the qualitative
That's number
incentive.
1.8.
the next
We're gonna
one.
do 1.8.
Oh, I'm sorry,
and
that's
then
a
take
separate
break.
item. Okay, I got you.
1.8 is consider, discuss, take appropriate action to award qualitative incentives for year 23-24 to Oakview Group per management agreement. Jake Williamson.
Sure. Now that you've accepted the annual report, part of the county's loss to that
is what I like to call my report card. So it gives corporate a monetary interest, and of course the ongoings at the event center. So are we doing our job or not? It helps them see that on a with some sort of backing, and that's called the qualitative fee. There are 5 categories to that. Each of those has a monetary value of $3,000 attached to it. So every year we go through the grading scale and award those incentives to corporate, again, that's already in the budgeted loss. It's not additional.
Mr. Harris?
Sure, Jake and I met last week and went over this as we, previous years, you and I met with him and went over each one. There's 5 categories and each one's worth $3,000. So a total of $15,000 we may award to them. We went through the first one, customer service, and him and I together, and I felt like a $2,500 was justified, as well as there's another category of quality of food and beverage. Well, we don't do food, but so we're not going to discount them for that, but we do beverage now, and so I think a $2,500 award for that one as well. Repairs and maintenance, he does a good job out there keeping track of what's going on at that building and maintaining it. So another $2,500 there. And the creative sales and marketing, he's always reaching out, looking. Again, went with $2,500. And the last one's control operating expenses. And this is where I think he does an outstanding job. And I think the full award of $3,000 is justified, bringing that total to $13,000 out of the $15,000. So I move for approval of that award.
I'll second the motion.
Motion from Mr. Harris, second from Mr. Paces to, of the qualitative awards for 23-24, the amount be $13,000. Any further discussion?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous?
You've got some timed events at 10. Are you watching your time?
Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and take a 10-minute break right now. We'll come back at 10 after.
Yes, sir. We almost got through it.
Well, close. I guess I talk too much, as I always do.
Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action for the Commissioner Board approval to allow Kirk County Constable Precinct 3 Office to accept the following donated equipment: surplus ballistic door panels for 2 patrol vehicles provided by the Texas Department of Public Safety, a new FLIR thermal monocular provided by the United States Deputy Sheriff's Association. Constable Paul Gonzalez.
Good morning, court, and good morning, members of the audience. I'm just here, sir, court, to request y'all's approval for the acceptance of the donated equipment as listed. Gracious partnership with the Texas Department of Public Safety. They do have some surplus ballistic door panels that are still serviceable. Requesting the acceptance of those panels for 2 patrol vehicles, which would be a cost savings of about $5,200. And the new FLIR thermal monocular provided also in partnership with the United States Deputy Sheriff's Association with a cost savings of $600. All this equipment is to enhance the safety of the office, but also enhance the safety of the community and providing our service in the community. So I just request your authorization for approval for the office to accept the equipment.
I move for approval.
I'll second.
Have a motion, Commissioner Harris, second, Commissioner Paces, to accept the donated material as written to the record. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you and Merry Christmas.
Merry
Thank you.
Christmas.
Okay. Item 1.10, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to accept donations to Kerr County Animal Services totaling $20 for the month of November. Reagan Gibbons.
I'll move to approve the accepting $20.
Second.
Motion to approve the donation of $20 for the month of November. Second, Commissioner Harris. Any further discussion? And those funds do go into that line item, or is this,
We just accept a donation
That's just general.
at this point.
okay,
There would need to be a budget adjustment once they make their initial budget
Okay.
of what their donation should be.
okay. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. 111, consider to discuss, take appropriate action to enter into a collection contract with Linebarger, Grogan, Blair, and Sampson LLP to collect delinquent property taxes pursuant to Texas Tax Code Sections 6.30, 33.07, 33.08, 33.11, and 33.48, and to adopt memorandum approving contract with Linebarger, Grogan, Blair, and Sampson LLP. I adopt the action approving contract. Bob Reeves.
Good morning. The law firm has been representing my office in the collection of delinquent taxes. I come before the court this morning to respectfully request that you approve the contract renewal, which would expire 12/31 of 2028. The contract is in your backup material. There is also a action required to approve the contract. The last page of your backup, this is simply acknowledging, because it is a contingency-based contract. I will say this, it's not something coming out of our tax dollars. It's an added fee to the taxes, but it's still considered contingency-based. The fee is by statute. The legal fees are by statute. The county attorney has reviewed and approved the contract. I respectfully request approval of the agenda item and authorize Commissioner Letts to sign on behalf of the county.
I move for approval.
I'll second.
Motion and second. Motion by
Question,
Commissioner Harris, second, Mr. Pace.
Yeah. Question, Bob. What's the total outstanding that would go to this collection agency? Do you have an idea?
We have a 99+% collection rate, partially because of this firm. To ask how much is outstanding, you'd have to ask me.
Oh.
You know, there's a whole lot that's outstanding when I turn it over to them every July for real property and every April for personal and business, personal property. So there's a lot, but their actions is what brings it to this. There is also what's statutory to help out our over 65 that are included in my uncollected taxes of tax deferrals. They're not turned over to these, but that's included in what's still outstanding. So of all of the entities I collect for, it could vary by entity. ESD 3, ESD 4 has very little outstanding, but they've only been in existence a few years. So that's a hard question to answer, Commissioner.
Okay.
I'll be glad to run you every report I have, and you can look.
I don't really want to read through every
All right.
report. I was just looking for a ballpark number. I mean,
I can give you percentage, as I said.
well, they get 20%, right?
The attorneys, depending on the entity, it's between 15 and 20%.
Oh, I see.
But they collect a lot of money for us. They've done a good job.
We wouldn't
Yeah.
have,
I
yeah.
just-
All right, we have a motion and a second
Yep.
to approve the collection contract with Linebarger, Grogan, Blair, Sampson LLP to collect delinquent property taxes,
And
and adopt a memorandum approving contract with Linebarger, Grogan, Blair, and Sampson LLP, action approving contract.
thank you.
Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous.
Thank y'all. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Thank
Bob.
you.
Item 1.12, consider discuss take appropriate action to name an unnamed road, Jabrail Khoury Drive, Northwest, Precinct 4.
Paul Kahori applied through the Kerr 911 office on November 26, 2024, to name an unnamed road, Jabral Kahori Drive, Northwest. The reason on the Kerr 911 application for this request is to name the existing road to provide access to multiple future addresses. Mr. Kahori is here today to answer any questions that the court may have, and if that answers the questions, at this time, I ask the Commissioners Court for their approval to name this unnamed road, Jabrail Kahori Drive Northwest in Precinct 4.
I think, Mr. Corey,
Yes, sir.
if you could go up to the podium, I think that why it was passed on last time, was asked you a question. I think the question was primarily, it didn't really look like a road. It looked like, I mean, it was, you could see some caliche base, but it was grown up with a lot of grass, and there's some gates across it, which the gates are fine. But I think there's this, a question as to what your plan is for the road. That was kind of, I think, the main question the judge had.
Okay, well, in the future, I might want to have some Airbnb rentals out there to kind of help supplement income, but initially just be my livestock and I out there.
Okay. I think that's all, and I think they had a 911, just a question, mainly about, again, it's more a driveway than a road, it looked like to us. And that it would seem like it almost made as much sense at this point to name it off of Upper Reservation, is that what it comes off of? Lower Rail Reservation. It could just be a driveway off that. But it could also be a road name. So, you know, it's kind of, we're getting into that gray area because of subdivision platting, we're getting more and more of this, and it's getting confusing as to whether our road naming policy is accurate or not. I think that's what kind of the question is twice as it's come up to the court. Mr. Hastings, do you have a?
Thank you. I wanted to say something. We do have not just subdivision regulations, but the manufactured housing rental community regulations, which includes rentals, RVs and such, and that's a little bit different path than subdivisions. You don't have to be subdividing the property. It can remain one big piece of property, but if you're going to have two or more structures that are available for rent, whether it's RV pads or structures that you build, and you know, I would think that would include Airbnb, that's a rental, then you're really supposed to apply through the manufactured housing rental community regulations for a development plan that comes before the court, and that's how that road would get named. It would go through a different process. If it was to be named today, that driveway was to be named today, and that's the intent, that would be circumventing that process. And there are requirements for that road. It can't just be a driveway. It's going to have to meet some minimum standards for public safety purposes.
So I think it would be best for him to meet with you and kind of look at the process.
Yes, sir. Yes. And it was very unclear really what the intent was. So
Okay.
I'm really glad that the court wanted to get the applicant up here so we could better understand really what is the intent of this. But,
And the road would not have to be, to meet our minimum specifications for a county-maintained road.
it has to meet our minimum specifications for a manufactured housing rental community
Okay, got it.
road, which is a lesser standard
Okay.
than a
what I
regular
thought.
county road.
Okay.
That
Yes,
makes
ma'am.
sense.
Doesn't have to be
Approving
all
it
the way
today
down.
would be kind of putting the cart in front of the horse.
It would.
In my opinion.
It
If
would.
that's the intention.
So,
Okay.
do you know where to meet with them and get with, county engineer?
No, sir.
Well, that's Charlie Hastings,
Make it,
right there.
he'll get you an
So,
appointment.
That'd be the next step for you. You can get with him.
Yes, sir.
I think that solves that.
So does anybody want to make a motion on that item?
I guess we're gonna pass on it.
Yep, we're gonna pass.
Sounds like I'm passing.
Yep.
Okay. Item 1.13, consider, discuss, take appropriate action for the Commissioners Court to set a public hearing regarding the name change Upper Reservation Road Northwest to Reservation Road Northwest, Precinct 4.
The Kern 911 office contacted our office on December 6, 2024, reporting the road name sign was incorrect on Upper Reservation Road Northwest, and that their records showed the road name as Reservation Road Northwest. This was taken to Commissioners Court on January 14th, 2002, to change Reservation Road Northwest to Upper Reservation Road Northwest. And the Commissioners Court approved this change. Kern 911 has in their records that the name should be Reservation Road Northwest. And I had spoke with Bob Reeves on this, and I had included him on the agenda item just for the fact of who he is in the tax office with a road name change, the possibility of that. But I forgot that Bob lives, at one time lived out there and still has property. And he had told me kind of the same that Mark and Nick had said, that most of these folks their bills don't come to Upper Reservation Road, they come to Reservation Road. Their driver's license have Reservation Road instead of Upper Reservation. So that being said, we need to make sure what they have is the same as what we have. So at this time, I ask the court to set a public hearing for January 27th, 2025 at 10 a.m. to change Upper Reservation Road Northwest to Reservation Road Northwest, and this is in Precinct 4.
And y'all are on board with this, 911. I move for approval of setting the public hearing.
I'll second that.
I have a motion from Commissioner Harris, second from Commissioner Overby to set public hearing at January 27th at 10 a.m. to change the road name Upper Reservation Road Northwest to Reservation Road Northwest, Precinct 4. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous?
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Same to you.
All right, Noel. Item 1.14, consider, discuss, take appropriate action to accept the grant award from the Office of the Governor's DJ Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant Program for the Kerr County Sheriff's Office Ticket Writer Grant Project in the amount of $75,000. Scott?
Morning, Court. We applied for this grant last December, January, and the funding finally got awarded to us here at the end of November. The project was supposed to start October 1st, so we're a little bit behind on the project period. But that was the pass-through through ACOG, and this is for the e-citation or ticket writer grant that we applied for back then. So,
Okay.
I'll make a motion,
Accept
we
the
approve the
grant.
grant.
Mr. Overby, any
I'll
motion?
second.
To accept the grant, Mr. Page seconded that motion to accept the grant.
Scott, can you just elaborate a little bit more about what this project actually would be?
So it would actually convert, currently, our deputies are law enforcement here. They write hand citations. So this would speed up the process. So this would be an electronic system for the ticket writer. So we've currently talked to a couple of vendors right now. We're looking at some things, probably beginning of January. We'll have one of the vendors that we already went down in San Antonio, visited with. They're going to actually come here, and we're going to get some of the court folks, the court clerks, as well as IT involved in that, so we can kind of look at the overall project for it. But it's going to speed up a lot of stuff on the court end as well as on the law enforcement side, because right now, deputies, out on a traffic stop, they're handwriting citations. But it also falls into a big issue of our clerks. So they mainly right now, they enter those citations into the RMS, into the Tyler system. This will be done digitally to do that. So it'll free up a lot of time, much like, with the DAs talked about their case management. It's going to be the same thing for our e-citation management.
Does that mean you're going to, every deputy will have some kind of handheld
Yeah, so they'll,
device or something?
Yep,
or-
so they'll have a device. We originally, it could be as on their phone, and scanning in that information through the thing, and then it actually can, a couple of different vendors, either it prints out on a receipt type deal, or it actually, they receive an electronic copy, the violator would as well. So, and then the court would be able to view that same thing. So it gives the ability with that e-citation, they can take pictures of the violator. So on the court end, if somebody gives bad information, they can actually match up the picture with the violator. So it's a pretty good process, and it's a big step forward. And just speaking to some of the court clerks that in the JP courts, and they're like, man, they're spending all day of entering citations into the RMS system. So this would definitely speed it up.
I'm just thinking, once we go down this path, the total cost to put all those handheld devices that can print a copy, and
yeah,
it's probably a lot more than 75,000, depending on how many deputies you have writing tickets.
Yeah, so this would be the initial cost for the project. We would look at the e-citation is actually a web-based program from it. So there's an annual licensing cost that goes with it, but it's very minimal to that. So actually, with this amount of the project we're looking at, we'd probably get into like a 2-year contract where this would actually cover all of that for up to 2 years. So.
I think it would be good for us moving forward. Like you said, it's going to save a lot of time for everybody in the long run. Right now, when you handwrite them and you enter them, it just takes a lot of time. Those days are over.
It's also less chance of error.
Yeah.
Correct. It doesn't mean we're going to write more tickets. I want to make it clear.
That's an entry issue. Thick fingers.
Quicker, yes. I don't know about the error part.
Yeah.
Just don't want 73.
We have a motion, a second, to approve the Office of Governor's DJ Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant Program.
Yeah.
For the Sheriff's Office, received $75,000 for a ticket writer grant project. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. Item 1.15, consider, discuss, take appropriate action to accept the grant award from the Office of the Governor's BG Rifle Resistant Body Armor Grant Program for the Kerr County Sheriff's Office for year 25. Rifle Resistance Body Armor Project in the amount of $20,400.
Yeah, we applied for this grant right around the same time last year. So, like I said, Governor's Office just awarded us this. This is actually to increase our bullet-resistant body armor that deputies currently have is about to expire this year. We don't have much time from it. Some of it kind of spills over to the beginning of next year, but this would be money be used towards to replace that rifle-resistant body armor. So traditionally, that body armor has about a 5-year factory warranty that's on it, and that's from the NIJ. That's what they do. So back when previous administration, they had applied for the grant, got the body armor out. Now we're just at the end of it, and we need to get it back out.
Noel, I see you up there. Do you have anything else to add? No? You're good?
No. I personally just really agree with that first one, the ticket writing thing in comparison to that, what the other counties have and how that system works. And so, I had just wanted to make a comment to the sheriff. But no, these are great, these are great.
So my question, Scott, I mean, what does 20,000 get us? I mean, that doesn't sound like very much.
We're working with some vendors. You know, we've seen from 5 years ago of what those plates cost.
Yeah.
To now is unbelievable. So we're gonna get maximum amount we can with it. So we'll probably end up looking at maybe some budgetary stuff to kind of to replace some of that stuff in the future. But this grant opens up every year. Originally, when we applied, it was much more than 20,400 is what we got awarded. It was a higher amount, but that's what the number they came back with. So that's what we'll have to work with. So
I get that, but I mean, like, what is one set of body armor cost?
So it depends on the size of the ballistic plate. So, you know, $450 a plate. The smaller ones run about $350 a plate. So we're just going to kind of talk to some different vendors and go from there. So.
It'd be a lot more than that.
Well, yeah, Commissioner Pay, I think.
Well, you're talking 2 plates per person.
Yeah, you're just talking about the plates. That's not the
Right.
vest. Correct me if
Yeah.
I'm wrong. The vest is around $1,200 now. The vest and these plates going, which you're probably knocking on $2,000 today.
So what expires out, the plates or the vest?
Both of them have expiration on them. So you know, our everyday body armor, our guys wear the soft body armor, so that has a 5-year, as well as these plates have a 5-year. So you know, when it's 5 years, when they're both done, cycling in another one.
I don't believe we have a motion on this item yet.
Okay, well,
For approval.
I'll second.
Motion from Commissioner Harris, second from Commissioner Paces, to accept the Office of the Governor's VG Rifle Resistant Body Armor Grant Program for Cook County Sheriff's Office, for year 2025, provides the resistant body armor project in the amount of $20,400. Any other discussion, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Unanimous. Item 1.16, consider, discuss, take appropriate action for the court to authorize issuing a request for qualifications, engineering service for hazard mitigation grant program, HMGP, parentheses, DR 4485-0010, administered by TD.
Morning, Commissioners. So, back again, this request for qualifications for engineering services has to do with the hazard mitigation grant for the volunteer fire department generators. In order for us to proceed with the installation of those generators, we're going to have an engineer do the design for each of those volunteer fire departments. So we have to have an RFQ for an engineering service. The we've had this discussion with GrantWorks and some representatives from TDM. Even though we already have an engineer on contract, I don't think that engineer is going to qualify. I think FEMA has some pretty stringent procurement rules, and so I think for us to proceed with the grant, the RFQ for an engineering service is going to be necessary. The cost for that engineering service is already covered in the grant.
I move for approval.
I'll second.
A motion from Commissioner Harris, second from Commissioner Overby, to authorize request for qualifications for engineering services for the hazard mitigation grant program, DR-485-001. Any further discussion?
Doug, have you already prepared the RFQ document?
No, the next two agenda items are about that RFQ.
Okay.
GrantWorks will be doing the RFQ wording for us.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. Item 1.17, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action for the court to authorize advertising the request for qualifications for engineering service for hazard mitigation grant program, DR-4485-0010, volunteer fire department generators.
Again, so we're just asking for permission to advertise that RFQ.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Have a A motion from Commissioner Paces, second motion by Mr. Harris, second Commissioner Paces, to authorize advertising the request for qualifications for engineering services for the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program DR-4485-0010, volunteer fire department generators. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous, 4-0. Item 1.1A, consider, discuss, take appropriate action for the court to establish a selection review committee for the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program, DR-4485-0010, request for qualifications.
Again, so once we get all the RFQs in, we'll have to have a selection committee to choose the engineering service. And that's what the agenda items.
You have a recommendation on the makeup of the committee?
Sir?
Do you have a recommendation on who should be part of this committee?
Yeah, we'll probably need who?
We'll need at least one, county commissioner.
Commissioner.
We'll need one commissioner, of the court, and then whoever you think should comprise it at that point. We're just a little bit ahead of the game on this one. We don't have the actual, the grant rating sheet. We'll have that as part of the RFQ. We'll have that as part of the RFQ, but, Grant Works wanted us to go ahead and get the selection review committee assigned for their paperwork.
You'll come back to us when we form the committee to,
Well, what they want to do is let's go ahead and form the committee now. We will come back to you later to get approval for the rating sheet as to what is going to be graded. Two separate things, but,
Well, I'd recommend Commissioner-elect Jones be on the committee since he left early.
I like that.
Fair.
that makes sense.
And I was gonna volunteer being an engineer, but no, I like your recommendation better.
And who else do we recommend?
Well,
How
probably
many
Dub.
do you need on the,
Dub?
how many do you need? 3?
we need at least, I would say five.
5.
I would say 5 because this is a Cheatham FEMA
So-
type of thing.
So Dub will be on there.
Do you need
Yes,
Charlie
Charlie?
Hastings.
You need Charlie Hastings.
Charlie. Charlie, Dub,
Noel, you want to be on it? Can you be on it?
I can.
Top 5?
Did we say Paces or Jones? Which one of you
We
guys?
said
Jones, Tom
Jones,
Jones.
Jones.
Commissioner Jones.
And we
I got one
can,
Scott's
we
standing
can
here,
have
but
someone from the CFD if you want there.
Need
You
one
actually
more.
could be on it as an engineer.
And we'll get one representative from CARFA as well, one of the fire chiefs.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
That
Okay,
works.
yeah, corporate representative, okay.
That's a good idea.
well,
We have a motion to those 5 slots?
yes, I move we approve the slots, mentioned, which were Commissioner Jones.
Commissioner-elect Jones, but still,
Yeah.
we'll be there by then.
Yeah, and then we have Dub, we have Noel, we have Charlie,
The
and,
CARPA
One
representative.
VFD chief.
okay,
Okay.
that'll do.
Is there a second to that?
I'll second.
Motion and second for the agenda item as announced. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. 4-0. Item 1.19, consider, discuss, take appropriate action to approve the reappointment of Carrie Potter to the board of ESD number 3 for a full 2-year term. Carrie was appointed as a replacement for the vacated position previously held by Ed Story, and to approve the appointment of Lindsay Forrester to the board of ESD 3 as a replacement for Kathleen Vincent, who is stepping down from the board effective January 1st, 2025.
Yeah, I'll make the motion that we go ahead and appoint Carrie Potter for a full 2-year term with effect from January 1st, and that we appoint Lindsay Forrester to the ESD number 3 board as a replacement for Kathleen Vincent. So again, with effect from January 1st.
Second.
A motion from Commissioner Pace, second Commissioner Harris to appoint Carrie Potter and Lindsay Forrester to the board of ESD number 3 effective January 1, 2025. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. Item 1.20.
I want to make a correction. Lindsay's last name's spelled,
Did I get it wrong?
yes, it's Forster. Forster.
There's no E.
There's no E. Oh, okay. Forster.
Forster.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Apparently she used to work for AgriLife.
Yes.
Yeah. County, whatever. Good.
And her husband is a great
Yes,
gunsmith.
without a doubt.
Anyway, item 1.20, consider, discuss, take appropriate action to adopt the revised Kerr County Employee Handbook. Ms. Potter.
Good morning. So this has been a project that we've been working on for months, so here we are.
This long.
We've got collaboration from Treasurer's Office, Auditor's Office. Heather has been crucial, Commissioner Basis. So, yep, we're ready for it to just be approved.
I'll make a motion that we approve, or rather adopt, the revised Kerr County Employee Handbook.
I'll second that motion.
Have a motion from Commissioner Paces, second from Commissioner Overby to adopt the revised Kerr County Employee Handbook. Any further discussion?
Is that effective today, or?
Yes.
I'm just wondering if somebody breaks a rule and think.
Are you
Only
planning
you would
on
ask
that?
that question.
I know that will be a question,
Well,
but.
Sylvia, how soon can you roll it out?
Well, we're gonna try to get it out as soon as possible.
I thought it was
mean,
effective January 1, though. No, it's today. I thought it was I thought we were doing this for next year. at the new court.
and that may have been what Heather said on, yes, at our last meeting.
I
Yes.
think it's actually
Yes.
January
Okay,
1.
so it'll be
Yeah.
effective January 1,
Yeah.
2025.
So I'll modify my motion to
Yeah.
make
So
the adoption of
enjoy
the
your
revised Kerr
activities till the
County
end of the
Employee
year.
Handbook with effect from January 1 of 2025.
Perfect.
There you go.
And is your second okay with that?
My second is fine with that.
Okay. Sylvia, thank you. You spent a lot of time working on
Yes,
this.
you
We
did.
really appreciate it. It's something that's been needed for a long time to get that handbook updated and revised to
It's a
make
big
sure we're
effort.
meeting all the federal and state requirements, plus
Yes.
to make it match what we're doing. So
I'm happy
appreciate
it's
it.
done.
Good job.
So,
Thank you.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous. Item 1.21, consider, discuss, take appropriate action to ratify and confirm the audits required by Article 59.06 of the Code of Criminal Procedure and the financial, or for a year 2023, 2024, Chapter 59 Asset Forfeiture Reports, and for the 198th District Attorney and 216th District Attorney and the Kerr County Sheriff's Office. Got it all. Ms. Shelton?
Yes. The County Auditor's Office has performed audits as required by the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure 59.06 for the 198th DA, 216th DA, and the Kerr County Sheriff. The audit covered receipts and specific expenditures of all proceeds and property in seized and forfeited accounts. I'm requesting that Commissioners Court ratify and confirm the attached reports.
I move for approval.
I'll second.
Motion, Commissioner Harris, second, Commissioner Paces, to ratify and confirm the audits as presented. Any further discussion?
Just a question. What happens to the funds that come out of the asset forfeitures? Are they restricted in their usage? Do they go back to the district courts, or what happens to them? Or just go into the general fund?
So I may have to get the help from the sheriff here, but basically whenever they seize funds, they're held in a separate account. And for those funds to be moved anywhere else, it has to be by court order. And so whenever we go in and audit, we're auditing that the funds that came out of the seized account, bank account basically, did go to who it needed to go to, be it back to the victim or lots of times it'll go back to the DAs themselves, to the county sheriff, whoever worked on that arrest.
Yeah. I can't recall the last time one of those came to us, so.
Well, they don't go into the general fund. They're pretty much at the discretion of the DAs and the sheriff.
So if you'll recall, we have 3 different bank accounts or I believe all 3 of their forfeiture accounts are on the county system, but it's not part of the general fund. And they actually present their budgets to Commissioners Court for approval, and that's part of our budget process. So you'll be seeing the reports when they come in, or their budgets at budget time.
Okay. Okay. I think we voted on that already, didn't we?
No,
we did
we
not.
didn't vote. We have a motion and a
We have
second.
a motion and a second to approve, ratify and confirm the audits prepared as presented. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous. All right. Go on to the approval agenda, budget amendments.
Yes, there are 3 budget adjustments in front of you, and 2 of them are just line item transfers. One of them is a correction of a group insurance employee that was hired, only needed insurance for themselves, not their family.
I move for approval.
I'll second.
Motion and second to approve the budget amendments. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous. Next is, item 2.2, pay the bills.
Yes, invoices for today's consideration amounted to $672,026.56.
I move for approval.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Harris, second by Commissioner Overby to approve the disbursements as presented.
Second.
No, he did, he seconded
Oh,
that.
second, sorry. Second by Mr. Basis. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? It's unanimous. Late bills, 2.3.
Yes, we had passed out $45,100.25 on Friday. However, today, when y'all passed agenda item 1.2, I believe the escrow contract required a $75,000 payment with that escrow, so I would ask that you also include that in that payment of that for approval today. So it'd be $120,100.25.
I move for approval.
I'll second.
Have a motion from Commissioner Harris, second from Commissioner Overby to approve late bills in the amount of $120,100.25. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. Auditor reports,
There are not any.
monthly reports.
All right, for October 2024, Treasurer's Report. County Treasurer Tracy Sullivan, District Clerk's Office, District Clerk Dawn Lance. From November 2024, Payroll, County Treasurer Tracy Sullivan, Justice of the Peace, Judge J.R. Horn, Precinct 2, Judge Bill Ragsdale, Precinct 4, Animal Services, Director Reagan Gibbons, County Clerk's Office, County Clerk Nadine Alford, District Clerk's Office, District Clerk Dawn Lance, Continuing Education Transcript from December 1st, 2023 to November 30th, 2024, Tax Assessor Collector Bob Reeves. I move for approval.
I'll second.
We have a motion, Commissioner Harris, and second, Commissioner Overby, to approve the monthly reports as read into the record. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. Court orders, we have our court orders from our December 9th meeting, 41007 through 41030, and court orders 41031 through 41033 from our December 16th meeting. They all seem to be in order. I'll make a motion to approve those.
I'll second.
Motion by myself, second Commissioner Pace to approve the court orders as presented. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimous. Go on to the information agenda. Any information from department heads? Go on to elected officials. Liaison commissioners positions. I'll have a couple on that one.
Okay.
Good. There are a couple of things that are kind of hanging out there that I've been working on, and this is just really more information for the next court and this court. There are things I am more than happy to work on a few of these items to kind of be at no cost to anybody, except me, I guess.
Just time.
And a couple of things. One is the animal control building. I meant to put on this agenda and forgot. Charlie Hastings would be a good choice to be, not necessarily the project manager, but a construction oversight person. Most of our projects in the past, we've hired construction managers. I think Charlie can handle parts of it. I don't think he's a full construction manager because that's going to get into some other things, but I think I think Charlie would need a court order to act in that capacity. I think it's outside of his job description, but I would recommend the court look at asking Charlie to be involved with that building project, especially with, with the building itself, pad, roads, He's a certainly qualified engineer. And I see him here, and I've talked to Charlie about that, so he knew that was coming. Another item.
Is he willing? Is he willing to do it?
Yeah.
I did it for the Hill Country Youth Exhibit Center,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
and
well, I
the
know,
park took
that's
action
my
to
only
do
concern
that.
is I got you busy. I don't wanna.
We're busy.
As long as you can handle it.
No doubt, and it can be handled, and if I need help with something, I'll say something.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not a full construction manager. It's not that,
Yeah.
it's just
Right.
kind of to oversee some of it.
There's some coordination that has to go back through the architect.
Right.
And we gotta be able to speak, architect and engineering speak.
Right.
Well, and I know that Road and Bridge will be involved, I think, with,
Yeah.
the road and the parking lot,
Yeah.
and we're used to working with Charlie,
Sure,
so.
sure.
it
Well,
will
we will
be
have a
all for us.
liaison commissioner as well, so there's also a role for
Right.
one of the new guys.
Oh, yeah. Another thing is, Commissioner Pace and I have talked a little bit, we have been working for, I think, what, 2 years, it seems,
Well,
on.
At least one.
Year and a half, a long time, on, salaries and salaries and the whole benefit package and, step and grade system. And, we hope to start that after the budget year started. It just never happened, but I'd be glad to continue to work with Mr.
Thank you.
Pace a little bit on that. The Little League fields, Heather and I have been working on a new lease out there. It's almost finished. I wanted to run it by Greg Peschel, who's kind of been assigned by the Little League to kind of finalize that. And it should be done real quick. There's a resolution that I will coordinate with Commissioner-elect Holt relating to a development north of Comfort and potential pollution into North Creek due to a packaged sewage facility going in there. I think he's familiar with that project, and I mentioned to Commissioner Carpenter that we'd do a resolution to TCEQ, so that needs to be done, and I'll be glad to work with him on that. And then if there's any work that needs to be done working with the city of Kerrville on the zoning for the sign for the Hill Country Youth Event Center, I'd be glad to help coordinate that with zoning. And then as soon as those are done, then I'm done.
You have a hard time leaving.
Hard time leaving. Anyway, those just items. Any other items? If none, we're adjourned. Thank you.
Awesome.
Good job.